Hi all, welcome back. Hopefully you've updated your release dates. So there was about the 7 or 8 that just had the year. Remember, there was Saw Final Chapter and The Wolfman that didn't have any release date at all. So if you've updated those, if your Excel file is within OneDrive, it will have auto-saved anyway. If not, make sure it's saved and close it. You can't refresh your Power BI while the Excel's open. Then to refresh, in other words, loading in the new data that you've just updated, home, and your little refresh there, and again, patience. It will go back to the Excel file, which is why it's really important we don't start moving things around, and it'll update everything you've just done. Right then, let's start with some visuals. So the visuals, remember, they're on the report view. I'm going to show you around the interface before we make a start. I'm going to open these chevrons up, and you've got the option to close down filters, visualization, or data. And it's quite useful to do that if you're not working on it, dependent upon the size of screen you've got. If you've got a small laptop or whatever, it's nice to have a big space there to be working on. We're not going to use filters just now, so I'm going to close that down. We're going to use visualizations and data. Now, there are a myriad of visualizations within Power BI, and actually, again, you can go and get a load more there as well, but we'll just use the ones that are there for just now. And what we're going to do is our first visual, we want to find the highest grossing movie of all time, or of this data set. So we're going to select gross. Now you'll see, remember I said to you, anything with this sigma means it's a number field. And if you select a number field first, by default, Power BI will select a clustered column chart. That's their default bar chart, if you like, column chart there. So 4 along the top. We can change it, but we're going to leave it as it is just now. And you can see sum of gross has gone into the y-axis. And now we're going to select name of the movie, which will go in there. I'm going to extend that out a bit. There we go. And what it's done is, and don't worry about the strange names it gives you. I don't know if anybody's used pivot tables within Excel before, but it does a similar sort of idea. Sum of gross by name. So it's shown us there straight away that the highest grossing movie within here is Avatar, going down and so on. And if we want to find the lowest, the little 3 ellipses there, more options, sort axis, and at the moment it's sorting on gross instead of descending, ascending, and it'll go the other way. Shows us that Trojan War didn't do very well. We'll go back and put it the other way around. Sort axis. We can sort by name if you want to do it alphabetically. And it'll do it that way. But we'll go back. We wanted to find, as we say, the highest grossing. So we'll go to gross and we'll sort it descending, so from highest to lowest. And there we go. Now, as I say, the default one it goes in is sum, because most of the time, oops, beg your pardon, I've just opened up, oh, we'll use this, shall we? You can ask it questions and so on as well. I've accidentally done that, so I'm just going to get rid of that. There we go. Most of the time we're adding things up, totals, subtotals, and so on. So the default is sum. If you've got this visual highlighted, it shows you what's in the y-axis, what's in the x-axis. We've got other things we can add in here. We've got the tooltips. We're going to hover over one. It gives us a little bit of more information there. We can actually add things in there. But if we want to create another visual, the first thing we do is make sure we haven't highlighted the one we're on. So we click on the empty space there. And if you can, we're going to try the map. Now, the reason I'm saying that is dependent upon. If you're using an account which maybe isn't the Edinburgh College one, sometimes your admin disables the map visual because it's a very power hungry visual. But if you can, select the map there, that one. And what we'll do is we'll go for country. And if while you're on this map visual, you'll also go for gross. What's the bubbles? The bubble size then updates and you get a bigger bubble, depending how much gross was taken per movie within the map. But the map's quite a nice one. As I say, it's not there for all Power BI users, and it's more power hungry than some of the others. So if that works all fine, that's great. But I'm going to remove that one. So you've got the little 3 options there, remove, and there we go. So what we've got is we've got a bar chart there, standard bar, column chart, sorted by name and so on. But the map's a useful one to use at some point as well. Okay, so we're just going to pause there a second.